I was traveling alone to Portland for work. You know how it is. Company won't pay for decent hotels anymore. So I found this Airbnb in some quiet suburb. The reviews were perfect, like literally 5 stars across the board. The host's name was Darren Ketch. Weird last name, right? But whatever. The house looked normal as hell. White picket fence, little garden gnomes in the front yard. My mom would have loved it. Darren met me at the door with this huge smile and a plate of cookies. Real Martha Stewart type shit. He was maybe 50-something, balding, wore these thick glasses that made his eyes look bigger than they should be. "Welcome, welcome," he kept saying. "I've prepared the best room for you. You're gonna love it here." The room was nice. Too nice, actually. Like a hotel room, but with family photos everywhere. None of them looked like Darren, though. Different people in every picture. I figured maybe they were stock photos or something. First night was fine. Darren knocked around dinner time with this fancy meal on a tray. Steak, mashed potatoes, the works. I said thanks, but I'd already ordered pizza. He got this weird look on his face, like I'd insulted his grandmother or some shit. "Oh no," he said. "I insist. Home cooking is so much better than that processed garbage." I took the tray just to be polite. The food was actually really good, but something about how he stood there watching me eat the first few bites made me uncomfortable, like my dog used to do when I had a sandwich. Second night, same thing. This time I tried to say I wasn't hungry. Darren's smile got all tight and forced. "But I made it specially for you," he said. "I know exactly what you need." What the fuck did that even mean? But I ate it anyway because, I don't know. I'm not good with confrontation, I guess. That's when I started feeling weird after dinner. Dizzy, like I'd had too many beers. But I don't drink during work trips. My grandfather always said never mix business with alcohol, and that old bastard was right about most things. Third night, I pretended to eat the dinner, but actually dumped most of it in the bathroom trash. Told Darren it was delicious when he came to collect the tray. He looked pleased. Around midnight, I heard my door handle turning. Real slow, like someone was trying not to wake me. I kept my eyes closed, but I wasn't asleep. My heart was beating so loud I thought for sure he'd hear it. The door opened, footsteps on the carpet. Then I heard it. The sound of a camera clicking, over and over. I could feel him moving around the bed, taking pictures from different angles. My skin felt like it was crawling with bugs. He stayed for maybe 10 minutes. Felt like hours. After he left, I wanted to throw up. Next morning, my suitcase was in a different spot. I'm obsessive about that stuff, always put it in the exact same place. And my favorite t-shirt was gone, the one from my college that I'd worn to bed. I decided to leave early. Made up some excuse about a family emergency. Darren's whole demeanor changed. His friendly mask just slipped. "You can't leave yet," he said. "I'll give you 50% off, 60%. Please, just stay one more night." When I got to my car, all 4 tires were flat, completely deflated. Darren was watching from his window, not even trying to hide it anymore. I called an Uber and got the hell out of there. At the airport, I called the cops and told them everything. Turns out, I wasn't the first person to report Darren Ketch. The detective told me they found over 200 different people's photos on his computer. All of them sleeping, all taken without permission. He'd been drugging guests and selling the pictures online for years. I still have trouble sleeping in hotels now. Always check the locks twice. And I never eat food from strangers anymore, no matter how rude it seems. That's pretty much it. Still gives me the creeps thinking about it. I work in tech, okay? Fix computers all day, debug code, the whole thing. So when I saw this Airbnb in Portland with all these smart home features, I thought it was perfect. The place looked amazing. Sleek, modern, everything automated. Even the damn toilet seat warmed up when you walked in. The host Marcus had great reviews. 5 stars across the board. I booked it without thinking twice. First couple days were pretty cool. House would dim lights at sunset, play my Spotify when I said good morning. I felt like I was living in the future, you know? But then weird shit started happening. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. because all the lights would suddenly turn on. Every single one. I'd check the app. Nothing. No scheduled routines, no motion detected. Just lights. They'd stay off when I turned them off manually, until the next night. The thermostat was another thing. I'd set it to 72, come home to find it at 85 or 55. Started taking screenshots, thinking I was going crazy. Nope. Someone was definitely changing it. Then I started hearing voices through the Alexa devices. Not responses to my questions, but like whispered conversations I couldn't make out. This house was pretty isolated too. The voices would stop the second I walked into the room. Called Marcus about it. He was super apologetic. Said the system was glitching since the last update. Asked me not to mess with any settings myself. That should have been my first red flag. I'm not stupid. I work with this stuff every day. So I started really looking around. Found cameras hidden inside smoke detectors in the bedroom and bathroom. Tiny ones, but I knew what to look for. Another one behind the bathroom mirror. None of these were mentioned in the listing. Not a single damn one. When I confronted Marcus, he got defensive, said they were security cameras for insurance and that guests were made aware in fine print. Sure enough, buried in paragraph 12 was some vague shit about security monitoring. Here's what really freaked me out. I found deleted reviews through Google Cache, people complaining about the exact same stuff. Lights, voices, feeling watched. All removed, guests given refunds to take them down. I factory reset the router that night. Admin password was taped under the kitchen sink. When I checked network traffic, I nearly shit myself. Every device was streaming to 7 different IP addresses. Live feeds, audio recordings, everything. When I traced those addresses, 3 led to servers in countries that definitely weren't hosting cat videos. I packed and left that same night. Filed complaints everywhere. Airbnb, police, FBI cybercrime. Marcus never responded after that. The listing disappeared 2 weeks later. I still check smoke detectors in hotels now, run my fingers along mirror edges. It's seriously crazy how 1 week can make you paranoid everywhere you stay. Found out later there were at least 30 other properties in the network. Different hosts, same sick operation. I never did find out who was watching those feeds. This happened to me like 2 years ago when I was doing my master's in Chicago. I'm Kai, by the way. I needed a cheap place to crash near campus because dorms were full and regular apartments cost like $3,000 a month. What the hell, right? Found this Airbnb listing for $90 a week. Shared apartment, my own room. The photos looked decent enough. Host's name was Marcus, seemed normal in messages. Said he worked in tech, traveled a lot for business. When I met Marcus at the apartment, dude was, I don't know, fidgety? Kept checking his phone every 2 minutes. But whatever, I was desperate. He showed me around real quick, gave me keys, said, make yourself at home. Place was actually nice, way nicer than I expected for that price. First weird thing happened on day 3. Mail kept coming for different people, like envelopes addressed to David Chen and Sarah Martinez and Robert Williams. I asked Marcus about it when he stopped by. He said, oh yeah, previous tenants, postal service is slow updating addresses. Made sense, I guess. But then I started noticing more shit. Marcus told me he was a software engineer on Monday, then said he was in marketing on Wednesday. His stories about traveling changed too. First it was business conferences, then family visits. Guy couldn't keep his lies straight. I'm doing homework in the living room one evening when I spot these documents scattered on the coffee table. Property deeds, lease agreements, stuff with different names on them. None said Marcus anywhere. My hands were literally shaking as I read through them. This apartment? It belonged to some lady named Patricia Morrison who was apparently out of the country for 6 months. That's when it hit me. This asshole wasn't the real host. He'd somehow gotten into someone else's place and was renting it out like it was his. I was basically trespassing without knowing it. I tried to pack quietly that night, but Marcus showed up, saw my suitcase and got aggressive. You can't just leave, he said. I'll call the cops, tell them you broke in. I ran, just fucking ran with my stuff and never looked back. Found out later this guy had been pulling this shit in 5 different cities. Some guests actually got arrested before police figured out the scam. Still gives me nightmares thinking about it.